To soothe and protect the throat, I want to share with you one of the more unique items that we have at Light Cellar and a different application than I have previously talked about. The Poplar Buds that each year we make a beautiful, wonderful salve. Now, many people are familiar with the Balm of Gilead salve and how it is incredible for the skin and wound healing and skin cell proliferation, regeneration, incredible topically. Now, there's another thing that we've been making with the Balm of Gilead, these Poplar Buds, that's just absolutely phenomenal that not as many people know about. And this is a Poplar Bud syrup. So we do a honey extraction, we do an alcohol extraction, and we combine those together into an incredible syrup. Now, one of the more common uses of this syrup is kind of that, protection for the throat, cold and flu season. It's very, very similar to propolis. Many people know about propolis, bee propolis, and it's in fact the resin of trees, in particular poplar, that the bee gathers to create propolis, which we know to be antimicrobial, antiviral, having all these kind of protective properties. That's really good for, coating the throat, softening, reducing, eliminating, sore throats, cold symptoms, that kind of thing. Now, there's another application, and this came up 3 times very recently, just over the last week, literally. So Denis Manzer, many of you know him. He's somebody that I wild harvest with, that we both teach a lot of classes. Whenever he takes the Poplar Bud, salve, honey, or tincture, he says it deepens his voice, and he loves a good deep voice, and he'll always take it before speaking or presenting for that effect for himself. Now, we were at an event recently where both of us were speaking, and we had a table. We were just chatting with people all day, and so did our friend Latifa, who is a herbalist and talks a lot about native plants. So she was speaking in the morning, same scenario. She's back at her booth, chatting with people all day. She came over, we're chatting about the Poplar Bud. She's like, I'm not getting out this year to harvest, She looks at the Poplar Bud syrup, takes a little shot, and within like 20 minutes, she was back to our booth. She's like, that's amazing. It just revitalized her throat and her voice. She was getting very kind of tired, nonstop, like talking, chatting, speaking with people all throughout the day, and she was feeling just that kind of, had nothing to do with like a cold or a flu. It's just like that kind of lethargy of just putting out that energy, using her voice, projecting all day, and this provided that restoration. Now, the third example was Anya, somebody who works in the store. Similar experience, chatting all day, and she's like, I just love the Poplar Bud syrup. And these were all 3 independent examples where they had each found and experienced the benefits of the rejuvenative properties for the voice, for the throat, that Poplar Bud syrup provides. These are limbs from trees that were cut or fallen over, so no leaves were harmed in the harvesting of these Poplar Buds. And in my process at this time, it was much easier to take those branches, and this is only a fraction of what we've worked through this year, and it's much easier to harvest them all and then bring them here to Light Cellar. And we've all been taking turns kind of picking the Poplar Buds off of here so we can put them into either oil for our salve, honey, and alcohol for the tinctures and for the syrup. Whether you want to use it come cold and flu time, or you remember this little known fact about it helping rejuvenate your throat and your voice. If you haven't tried it, highly recommend. And if you have, let us know what's been your experience with Poplar Bud. Have you just used it topically? Have you tried using it internally for the throat? Let us know down below.